Dun-dun-dun.
He's Cookie.
Dun-dun-dun. He's Cream. Dun-dun-dun.
And this is the Cookies and Cream Podcast.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of the Cookies and Cream Podcast, where we just kind of just sit down and talk about whatever we want and kind of just see what happens. Today's topic will be games we want to see at E3. Now that includes games such as No Man's Skies that has been announced, but we haven't really seen a lot of, and that includes games that haven't been announced yet, that we really would like to see announced. So let's get going. Cookie, do you have any topics you want to start us off with, or do you want me to start?
I think I would like to say something that I think is on everybody's mind.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls 6. Do you think that's going to happen this year?
Yes, I think it's going to be the biggest shit ever.
The biggest shit? Yeah, it's going to be the biggest piece of shit ever.
I'm going to murder you.
Yeah, I know. I don't hate the Elder Scrolls, but I like to make fun of him for it. He loves it a little bit too much. But actually, going off of that, I think I would love to see another Obsidian Fallout game, because with Fallout 4 being out for a while and they're just releasing the DLC now, interest is kind of picking up again. It'd be really cool if they announced a game for maybe early 2017. And I don't know, I personally prefer Fallout 3 over New Vegas, but I did love New Vegas. And I wasn't the hugest fan of Fallout 4, so I think an Obsidian version of like Fallout 4, like they take their own spin on it, I think it'd be pretty cool if they did release one.
See, I think that's a good idea, but I think Bethesda's a little worried because if you remember, everybody loved New Vegas.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where it kind of stole the light from Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, so I mean, from a business standpoint, it makes sense. But are they really going to go take the pride there a little?
Well, I mean, they are a business, and I think they still work with Obsidian. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I don't really follow the Obsidian too much, but I think they still work together on some things, so I don't see why they wouldn't, unless, there was a lot of pride into it, but I don't think Bethesda's that stupid. I think there's too much money to be made for them not to want to go ahead and do that.
I hope it's Fallout New Orleans.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because if it was New Orleans, I'd buy it right then and there.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably buy it either way, right away. Another game that I would like to see a little bit more of is No Man's Sky, like I said in the intro. At first, I didn't care about that game, because I was just like, it's going to be an exploration game, it's going to disappoint everyone, I don't really care. But then my one buddy kind of turned me on to it a little bit, and now I'm interested, and now I really want to play it, because I like adventure in games. That's like my favorite aspect of gaming, is just being able to discover new things, and I think this game could really deliver. But I think they're afraid with the hype and everything. They just haven't shown a lot because they're a little bit scared of what could happen if it goes wrong or doesn't meet expectations, that type of thing.
Yeah. I was really on the board about it too, because the last game I bought just on a whim was Destiny, and that turned out horrible. I spent $70 on something I haven't played in over a few months now, even longer than that. So I'm gonna hold off until the reviews come out.
Yeah, I remember Destiny. That was fun for like a couple months, maybe a month and a half. And I didn't spend too much on it because I traded in my copies of Watch Dogs. So I got like $40 for that, and I worked at GameStop at the time. So with my discount, I basically got it for, not free because I paid for Watch Dogs, but still, I basically got it for a decently low price, which was nice.
Yeah, I wish I would have got it for free because it was not worth my money to me, per se. It was fun when it lasted because, I had you, Dakota, playing online, which was fun. But then you guys kind of stopped playing. I was like, oh, okay, it's just me and this.
That's because you're the only one that bought the DLC version of the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But, I mean, if we had the DLC, we probably would have played with you. But after the DLC came out, it kind of ruined it for everybody.
I guess. Everybody kind of lost interest. I used to play a lot of Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft was fun. What other game do you want to see at E3? Anything?
Ooh, man, I didn't come prepared for this.
I know we're kind of going off the cuff here, so excuse us if there's any anything stupid we say. I mean, we're not very smart in general, but this is just a blind podcast here, so we'll see what happens.
I honestly want to see. You remember Kirby 64, the Crystal Shard?
Yes, actually, we do have a history with that game because me and Cookie have wanted to do like YouTube related stuff for a long time. So when we were younger, probably about 13 or 14, we wrote up a review for Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards, and we were going to release it. I didn't have a computer, and neither did he, and he didn't have any audio, or neither of us had anything that we needed. So we couldn't do it. But we wrote up the review, and we played it for a while, and it was really fun. Maybe we'll go back to it.
It was quite the interesting tale, let's just say. This is back when we were 12 and 13. So you can kind of guess the kind of artistic techniques we used to deliver our very intelligent review of Kirby 64, the Shard, or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So what'd you want to see at E3?
Definitely No Man's Sky. I would not be opposed.
What about Kirby? You said something.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely. I kind of want to see like an HD remake of that.
You want to see an HD remake of that?
Yes.
Do you think they'd do that? Because that is one of their lesser popular Kirby games. It's not one of the big ones that like everyone talks about. It's kind of in the middle. Some people like it, some people don't.
I know, but if they were to remake it, I feel like for younger kids, I mean, it's a good game. I'd like to see just a remake of it. I think there's a market for it.
Do you think it would be a full physical release or a download remake?
This is Nintendo we're talking about. It'd probably be just like a full physical release.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Nintendo, I would love to see because they say that they're only going to talk about Zelda, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's necessarily true. I think they're just pulling the wool over our eyes. I think that the NX is going to be revealed fully at E3 this year. Call me crazy, call me whatever you want. But I think after they play Zelda, they're going to lift up the curtain and the NX will be right there. And then they're going to do a whole big presentation on it. It's going to be huge. And I think that it could totally sway Nintendo in the right direction because they've been kind of going downhill in sales with their Wii U. Not saying that Wii U is a bad console. I've played it before. I don't personally own one. I really want one. It's just that, there hasn't been like a lot for it. There are some killer app games like system sellers that I really want. But other than the system sellers, there isn't really anything I want. So it's kind of kept me from buying it. I'm just going to wait for it to come down a little bit more, That type of thing.
The one thing I'll give Nintendo with their consoles, they are bare bones in their hardware and like the UI itself. It's not very complicated, but that can be a good thing for them, especially with kids.
Yeah.
But for the NX, I really want if for me to even be interested in buying it, I want it to have just some power to it.
Yeah.
Like with the 3DS and the code system, it's kind of like, oh geez, why can't I just type in the name that my friend decided to give himself instead of like a 17-digit code?
Yeah, it is.
It's
they need to get in the 21st century when it comes to online, that's for sure.
They need to get in the 21st century. They need a little bit of power under that chassis, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it needs to be able to keep up with like the PS 4.5 and the Xbox 1.5 or whatever they're calling it.
Oh, do you think they're going to release those?
Or
even, like, hint?
I think that that's happening. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed. I'm not sure if it was 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere it was confirmed. Do you have any opinion on that? The .5s?
I think it's pointless. It's just another marketing scheme to get people to pay more money. Is it really going to be worth it? I don't know.
See, I wish that there was an option for people that already invested into the new consoles. Like, people that already have a PS4 or Xbox One. There should be an attachment that you can attach to your PS4 or Xbox One for half the money. Or maybe $100 instead of having to buy a whole new console again. Because they don't have that, and I think it's cool.
Let's not go back to a Sega Jaguar with, like, 50 million parasites sucking on the console at once. You just start off with one simple little parasite, but it's like an addictive drug, and you just keep on adding on. You just keep adding on until you have one huge freaking monstrosity in your room.
It would be pretty cool if it turned into like a transformer.
Honestly, let's do it. Let's get on this, Sony.
Yeah, come on, guys, make transformer consoles. All right, so another game that I really want to see, that I've wanted to see for a long time, and it finally has a release date for the USA, is Persona 5. Now, there's been a couple of gameplay trailers and a couple of like cutscene trailers, but I want to see like an hour-long presentation on nothing but Persona 5. I really, really want this game really bad. Cookie, can you attest how much I want this game?
He would kill someone for this game. I can attest to this. I've been in the firing lane Not a good experience.
This I'm a huge fan of the Persona franchise, especially 3 and 4, but I love the other ones too, like the earlier ones. They're fantastic games. I love all the Shin Megami Tensei games. I am such a fanboy when it comes to the series, and I just cannot wait for number 5 to be released. I am so excited. The only thing I hope for is that they release the full experience the first time around instead of doing another remake like they've done with the last two. I think that would be really nice if they did that. But it is coming out February 2017. I don't remember the exact date. I think February 11th, but I'm not sure about that. All right, Cookie, I think it's your turn to say a game that you're looking forward to.
I don't know because I haven't looked this up yet, but I'm wondering if Gran Turismo Sport is going to be on there at all.
I've heard some stuff about it. I think it's announced. Is it announced?
I believe it's announced, but I'd really like to see gameplay.
That would be cool because I know how much you love Gran Turismo 5.
It's like the only racing game I can say I've ever actually played and enjoyed for more than like 5 minutes.
He enjoyed Gran Turismo 5 so much that he bought like an expensive ass wheel for that game.
It was the Pimp Mobile.
It was a pretty fun wheel. It was a little bit hard to control with the wheel for me because I didn't play it all the time. It's kind of like someone new to fighting games using a fighting stick like the first time go around. It's a little bit weird, but once you get the hang of it, I mean, it was pretty fun to use the wheel.
I got my whole family playing that actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What else do I want to see? I'm trying to think. They should do, because they did the Mega Man Legacy Collection. You know how they did that? I think they should do that for the X Collection, but actually include every game in the series. I think it's BS that the Legacy Collection did not include 7 and 8, and on some points, I think it might be. I understand why they didn't do 9 and 10, because, you know, they're obviously still in the PlayStation Store and the, like, eShop or whatever for Nintendo, so it makes sense that they didn't release that on the collection for that reason, because they still want people to buy that. But I think it's bull that they didn't put 7 and 8 on there. They totally should have. There's no reason that the GameCube version, the Anniversary Collection, is the better collection than a PS4 collection of Mega Man games. I know it's a budget title that was only $30, but even then, it still should have included those games. So they need to make an X Collection that is better than the X Collection on the GameCube. So include X7 and X8, and then include like X Command Mission, the forgotten RPG gem that I love. That game is incredible, and no one ever talks about it. If you have a GameCube, or even a PS2, the PS2 version isn't as good because it's a little laggy, but preferably on GameCube. If you have a GameCube or a Wii that can play GameCube games, look up Mega Man X Command Mission on eBay. It's fantastic. It's like $10, and it's one of the funnest RPGs I've ever played in my life. And also, on top of that, I would like to see more of Mighty Number 9. I know that's coming out at the end of the month, but it is coming out before or after E3. So I would like to see a little bit more than the trailer that they had for it, because they only had one trailer that really showed any gameplay, that I saw at least, and I thought it was a little bit dumb with the voiceover. I just want to see straight gameplay of it and some concept and things like that, because I have it pre-ordered and it's 100% paid off, and I am buying that game day one because I am been hyped for that game since it's been announced. But I am losing a little bit of faith, but I'm still buying it day one, $30. Get you all the DLC that's ever going to come out for the game. Physical PS4. Super excited for it. I just want to see a little bit more of it.
Indubitably, sir.
All right.
I can't say I have that much to say because, actually, the one thing I'm really looking forward to, and I think most of all, Battlefield.
Battlefield 1?
Battlefield 1.
That really intrigued me because I've been a little bit out of the first-person shooters. The last one I played a little bit with Cookie was Advanced Warfare because we both got PS4s right around the time that came out, or maybe a little bit before then. And there wasn't really anything for me because I didn't like Battlefield 4 very much. Don't crucify me, I just didn't like Battlefield 4. But we played a little bit of Advanced Warfare, and I mean, I've been more used to Call of Duty because it's what I played. But I mean, I've been out of them lately for the past couple years, I'd say. Since Black Ops 1, I haven't really liked a Call of Duty game. To be fair, I barely played Black Ops 2, so I'm not sure how that would compare for me. But it's a little late now. Advanced Warfare was fun for a little while, but it's kind of like Destiny. I got bored with it after a month and kind of just put it down and never played it again. I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore right now, but if I got it, then I'd probably play with you a little bit if you wanted to. But I think we'd probably be busy with like Battlefront instead because, you know, I think we're both a little bit more interested in that game right now. Battlefront, like Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, I'd have to say that, honestly, when I first picked up Battlefield, which 3 was the first one I ever actually picked up,
Yeah.
I hated it. Absolutely hated it. And I'm guessing this is when I was really big in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So I just was like, this is stupid. I hate this. I was bad. Pretty much was the problem here. I sucked because I didn't know what I was doing. So I stepped away from it from a while. Came back a few years later. Like I did this with Fallout. But Fallout was like 5 years before I actually even got into actually playing it.
Yeah, I remember.
I borrowed like Fallout 3 like 3 times and borrowed it for like weeks, and I was terrified of the freaking centaurs, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm zoning out. I'm getting out of here. And then eventually, I did eventually liking it. But Battlefield was kind of that same way, but it was just because I sucked. But then as I got into it, really starting to play it, I just fell in love. Like Battlefield 3, man, some of my best memories playing a first-person shooter. Battlefield 4 was rocky because the launch sucked. But towards the end, I would dare to say Battlefield 4 was probably one of the best Battlefields I've ever played.
Which one would you say is better, Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3?
In the end, Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4 is better?
In the end. Now, Battlefield 1, breath of fresh air. We're going to see where it goes. That World War I trench warfare is something that we've never seen, and I really look forward to seeing what DICE brings to the table this time around.
I think it will be very interesting. I think it's good that they listened to their fans and listened and said, hey, we kind of want a World War II game, and they're like, fuck you, we gave you a World War I game instead. But I think they get the idea of what we want. I think it's pretty cool that they're going to do that, and I think that it's going to get a lot of people back into first-person shooters that kind of fell out of it like me. I don't know if I'm going to buy it day one. I'll probably come over to your house and see how it is, that type of thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people are getting, like, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. People are getting so fed up with all the wall jumping crap. And I'm getting to the point, like, I bought Black Ops 3, and I played it for the entirety at PlayStation Plus, but, my God, I haven't. The most recent time I played it was just to play Zombies with John last week. And we played that for hours, but I still don't feel the need to get PSN to play Black Ops, because it's just, I'm getting tired of the wall jumping. It's all cool and all, but after, like, what is this, the second or third game?
With wall jumping,
With wall jumping and jetpacks, I just kind of want to get back to the roots, because that's what everybody wants.
Yeah, the thing with me and Cookie is that we had PlayStation Plus for about a 2-year time period straight, and then about a month, 2 or 3 months ago, our PlayStation Plus ran out, and we haven't renewed it because there haven't been any online games that like captivated us and made us want to play online. Besides Rocket League. Rocket League is like the only one that has kind of done it.
Rocket League was amazing.
Rocket League was really fun, and that was probably the last online game that we both really got into. But other than that, I mean, like, there hasn't been anything else to keep us around and, like, want us to pay for it, like the $50 or $60 that it cost. And, I mean, we're just kind of waiting for something that comes out that we really, really want to invest the time and money into, And I'm going away to college in the fall, so who knows if that'll happen anytime soon, It's that type of thing.
I just been playing Fallout straight.
Yeah.
For as long as I've had free time. It's just been pretty much Fallout. I probably should get back into Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I think you should beat MSG5. See, I haven't beaten MSG5 yet, but I completed the first chapter. Have you gotten that far?
I have no clue. I don't remember.
It tells you end of chapter 1, if you've gotten that far.
I don't know. Is chapter 1 where you go to Africa?
No. That's like a part in chapter 1, but it's not the end of it. You'll know once you get to the end of the chapter.
I don't know. It's been so long, I don't even remember.
Yeah. I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 was fantastic, but that's neither here nor there.
Ooh, do you think there's going to be a Hideo Kojima announcement of any sort, like a teaser or some sort of announcement of what he's doing?
Oh, that would be really cool. I think that they should totally release, like, that Silent Hills that they were working on. Release that, but don't call it Silent Hills. That type of thing.
I mean, honestly, I kind of hope they do. I could really go for another Silent Hill game.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see that. I mean, I'm not biggest on the series. I like the first one. I've played the first one, not all the way through. But that's the only one I've played, and I enjoyed it a lot. But I've heard so many mixed things about the other games. The only games that I've heard were like fantastic, were like 1 and 2, and maybe a little bit of 3. But all the other ones I've heard mixed things on it. I don't know where to start, that type of thing. I should start at the beginning, but I don't own it. I played it at a friend's house, that type of thing, and they aren't exactly the cheapest games in the world. I mean, they're not super expensive or rare or anything, but they're a little pricey. So I don't know what I'm waiting for. I just think the moment's got to feel right, that type of thing.
I mean, I never actually played them myself, but I always
Mhm.
watched my brother play them. That was my thing when, like, me and him would always play video games. I would just watch him play, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me, but heck, it was interesting, man.
How old were you back then?
I was really young. This was when my brother was still in high school.
Oh, so way too young to be watching Silent Hill.
Yeah. he's like 29, so he's 29 now, and I'm 18, so you can kind of tell the age difference here.
Yeah,
I was young.
so he was probably like 4.
No, I was older than that.
maybe a little older than that, but not in the double digits yet. So that's what counts. I think since you mentioned the Hideo Kojima thing, another game that I really want to see. Well, there's 2 games here in this pile up. I call them the Kickstarter games because they start on Kickstarter, which would be Yooka-Laylee, which is a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, which, most of the team that made Banjo-Kazooie is making Yooka-Laylee, and I really want to see that because you know how much I love 3D platformers like Spyro, Banjo-Kazooie, Crash Bandicoot, and, just all the classics, Mario 64. I love them all. I love a lot of 3D platformers, even some of the okayish ones I love. They're just my jam. And then Bloodstained, which is the spiritual successor to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is my favorite Castlevania game of all time, for sure. It's so good. It's so magical. Oh my god, that game. That game is, like, so good. And I can't wait. Bloodstained looks amazing. It's going to be incredible. Have you heard anything about those games at all, or no?
Not a thing.
No? Okay. Basically, they're just going to be the best thing ever for me, but I don't know if I don't know how many people are going to like them, but I'm going to like them a lot. And then thinking of that, actually, since I just got Uncharted 4 and I actually beat it yesterday, Crash Bandicoot. Because in
Really?
Uncharted 4, there is a part where you actually play the original, quotation marks, Crash Bandicoot. You play a small, short tidbit level in there that's kind of ripped from it a little bit, but it doesn't play exactly like Crash Bandicoot. But the question that everyone's asking, does that mean that Naughty Dog got the license again for Crash Bandicoot? Because they literally said Crash Bandicoot in the game. Like, Nathan Drake says, oh, Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation. That type of thing. So, and it just intrigues me. I'm like, you know what? I didn't like Uncharted 4 that much as far as compared to the other ones. Like, I give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a good game. It's really good, but there were too many dry points in it for me. The beginning was too slow, and then I wasn't as invested in some of the characters as I was in the other one. Like, I like all the characters, and the ending was amazing. Don't get me wrong. The ending is like 10 out of 10. The ending's fantastic, but just all the in-between stuff, and I think they did a little bit too much with it, with some of the new stuff, new mechanics, that made them lose track of what they really were about. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know, but it is what it is. Some people really liked it, and some people really didn't like it. So we'll see how that comment gets me. But oh well. I'm really, really excited though to see if Crash Bandicoot comes out, because I'd be way more looking forward to a new Crash Bandicoot game than anything else Naughty Dog could release. I mean, Last of Us 2, maybe. I didn't play through The Last of Us all the way, so I don't know if I want that or not, because I liked what I played of The Last of Us. I got to the part where you were just going into the forest, so still pretty early on, maybe a couple hours in, maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4. But that's beside the point. Crash Bandicoot, totally want to see. Can't wait. I think it's going to happen. We'll see, though. What else do you want to see, Cookie?
You know what? Have you heard anything about Ghost Recon Wildlands, I think it's called, or I can't remember what the title is. It's the new Ghost Recon.
Oh, okay.
That's coming out. It's going to be, of course, open world. And I remember playing Ghost Recon Future Soldier. And
Did you like that one? I forget, because I remember we played it, and I don't remember you liking it or not.
You know what? I liked it, but I never did finish it.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was unique, but, I kind of interested in seeing the open world aspect of it now. And it looks kind of cool. Honestly, personally, I'm looking for more of a SOCOM, because we haven't had a SOCOM in a while.
SOCOM 4 sucked dick, though. To be fair.
The earlier ones were alright, and I remember playing them and absolutely loving them.
The earlier ones are pretty good from what my cousin used to play them a lot.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, they bring, I guess Ghost Recon kind of fills that, third-person shooter.
I guess.
It kind of fills in that gap, but like a SOCOM game. If they brought back, a SOCOM, it would be
like SOCOM 5?
SOCOM 5, PS4. If they brought it back, it would be completely unexpected. But
that would be cool. I could see that.
But you know what? I would love it. Because I used to hate like third person shooters. I never liked them. Like I never liked Uncharted. I never really liked Ghost Recon that much.
Yeah.
It always kind of got to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't my forte. I was always big. Like I said, Call of Duty was like my big thing. It's like it's the only thing I played.
For a little bit, yeah.
But then, I kind of branched out. The Witcher. I think The Witcher is what really switched me over.
Do you think you like a shooter, though? Because The Witcher's not a shooter.
Yes, but it kind of got me used to the whole third person.
Point of view.
Because I never quite liked it. I thought it looked stupid. But
Mm-hmm.
playing The Witcher and getting used to that over top, third person view, it kind of swayed my opinion, to say a little bit there. Because I guess it opened me up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
To playing those types of games, and I've been giving them more of a shot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is there so another game that I want to see that I thought of was more Shenmue 3, because that was announced at last year's E3 and it's pretty much been in the dark. Do you know what Shenmue is?
I have no freaking clue what you're talking about.
Shenmue 3 was announced for PS4.
Sounds like a whale.
Well, it's not a whale. It's a game that's take place in Japan. It's a classic off of the original Dreamcast. It's a classic. People love Shenmue 1 and 2. And Shenmue 3 was announced off of Kickstarter, and it made its goal, and it's going to be only on PlayStation 4, and they haven't announced anything on it after that I saw. And I haven't been keeping up with it like religiously, but I've kind of, have my ear to the wall on that type of stuff. So I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know what's going on with that game. It'd be nice to see a little bit of gameplay of it too. I'm curious because I haven't played the other ones, and I don't know if I need to play the other ones. You let me know in the comments below if I need to play the other ones before I play 3. But we'll see. Anything else?
Not really. I mean, I've pretty much covered all the things I would like to see there.
Okay, so since we're about to end, I'm gonna give you guys my number 1 most wanted game at E3 2016. It's never gonna happen, but I really want this, and that will be Advance Wars 5. I really want Advance Wars 5. I'm a huge fan of the Advance Wars series. It's like my favorite turn-based strategy game of all time. Beats out Fire Emblem, beats out any other turn-based strategy game you think of. I love it so much. I've loved it since I was like 5, and I have such a nostalgic with all 4 of the games, 1, 2, 3, like Dual Strike and Days of Ruin, and they haven't released a game in the series since 2008. So it's been close to a decade. Okay, so this needs to happen. If it's gonna happen, it needs to happen soon. So please, Intelligent Systems and Nintendo, give me Advance Wars 5, because a boy can dream, and this is what I really want. That's what I want more than anything else at E3. Which one did you say you wanted the most out of all the stuff that you said?
Well, I think this is a clear and concise when I say Elder Scrolls 6, Chris.
Elder Scrolls 6?
This should come as no surprise. I wasted an entire year of my life on Skyrim.
He did.
My
that was religious.
Life plummeted. It died and shriveled up for a good year. I avoided people to play this game.
You even avoided me.
I did avoid him. I avoided him to the point where I was non-sociable, man. I just sat and played Skyrim. Would I take it back, though? All those months spent screaming at my television screen and in awe? No, I'd do it again.
That's hilarious.
If Elder Scrolls 6 came out, I would probably flunk out of high school right here and there.
What if you were married when it came out?
So, divorce, here we come.
That's funny. But yeah, guys, thanks for listening all the way through. If you did, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a little bit off the cuff, so we didn't have anything planned. If there's anything you guys think we can improve on, audio, just ideas, if we think we need to come into this a little bit more prepared, let us know what you think. Since you listened to it all the way through, you definitely deserve to have your voice. If you have any comments, positive, negative, say you hated our voices, whatever you want to say, go ahead and just say it, and we will really appreciate it. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and until next time.
See you guys.